Hello, my friends. I am really excited to introduce you to Aura. Aura is a cloud-based task project management application. And what I mean by cloud-based is all you need is a login and a password, and depending on your plan, the URL, and you could an internet connection. You could reach this anywhere. Would be a great tool to help you stay organized, whether it's professionally or for personal use. And I'll show you ways you could use Aura. So let's go into the main features of it. I'm on their main site, as you can see, and I'll also show you on the dashboard as well. You have a list view of all your project. You could switch to Kanban board view. Then you have a card detail view, and you could estimate and track time. You have all these options up here where you could attach files, add watchers, and I'll go into this in a little bit. And as you go down here, you could see you could create subtasks. You could mention people's name with a @sign, and this is good for track time. If you have contractors or you're contracting with someone, you could say, "Hey, I spent 4 hours on your web development, or I spent 2 hours on creating graphics." So this relieves everything that you have to keep in mind. This is a great place to document everything. And not only you could document it, you could add an attachment too. Like if you have receipts that goes along with the task, you could attach it. And you have a calendar integration. You could link up to your Google Calendar, and it also has its own calendar and set due dates and go in and see, get reminders every day, what's due. You could assign and collaborate. You have team members, and I'll talk more about notification in a little bit. You have comments, so milestones. Labels is very good as you grow your task. You want to be able to categorize it because later you want to look back and say, I want to look up everything that's a chore. I want to look up everything that's work related. So you could set those labels. You also have task relationships too. So you can identify what's a stopper and what's blocking the task. And you have issue close and code highlighting if you're doing web development, which is awesome for that. And repeat task is excellent because you don't want to duplicate the same effort. Not only you have repeat tasks with Aura, you also have duplicate templates where if you spend a lot of time creating, let's say you have one birthday party for your daughter, and then you have a birthday party for your son, you go through the same steps with those things. Like you have to get the vendor, you have to send out the invite, you buy balloons, so you can just duplicate it and then customize it. So these are excellent features that would just cut down on your planning time, and I guarantee you'll be successful. Markdowns, agenda view, the list goes on and on. Time tracking and estimate, like I said, this could be great if you have like your contractors or if you yourself doing work for someone, you could track your time, your style guide. So let's get started. Let's go dive into here. And I did play around with it a little bit and create some lists. So once you get started, you can see your profile here and you can go to your account setting. And in your account setting, you could put what role you do, your company, and your name, just the basics. And as you see, you can change your password. Notification here, I think is great. You could toggle between green is on and then gray right here is off. So whether you are a person who likes sound effects, notification, when you're working, you want Aura to notify you of something. And in here, there's all these choices of different email notification. You could, when you're added or removed from organization, as you see, when you mention projects, so you could check or uncheck anytime here. And you could also even adjust your appearance. This application is so well thought out. I mean, it's so detailed that I literally spent like a lot of time just looking around and just being so excited about all the different features. So here, like if you like the dark theme, you could change this whole site to dark. Or I personally like this theme, the tan or the gray, something lighter side. So, and then if you go up here, you get your billing, your templates, and your members. With members, all you do, if you want to add in your members, just put here and put in their email, and they'll get a notification. So you got your preference. In your preference, you could set your organization to private or public, and you could invite people to join, and you create folders, rearrange, and you also have the option over here where you want it admins only or all members, which is recommended. So once you go up here, let's see, on the left, you would have creating like your new tasks, and new tasks, you could actually add the task inside the project. New tasks, you could do like a grocery shopping list if you want to use it for personal, and new projects. It has, you could create it with template or without templates. So I'll go through like one demo of that. And you can also import your projects too. And here, let's create the organization. You could pick your name. I pick some say, and then you put your, that's what you could upload your picture and then create. So that's the first thing I would do is create the organization, invite in your member. Then you go here, you can find all your projects. It's filtered through here. You could search. So as you grow, this would be very useful, the search feature. Over here is the list of your projects. So what's great about this is that I could have it in list view, or I could have it in like a card view. And this is based on your notification. You could set this up. So you could toggle back and forth whether what you like. And even here, you could even look at, you could pin that up. You got reports, you got this setting gear. So as you see, you have like, the commenting, who's allowed. You can go through all that. Your add-ons here is I turn on list view, and this is where I could turn it off. That's why I have two choices to toggle between the list view or the card sorting. Like if I didn't have that many projects, then I would prefer this. But when you start to grow, I want to take a quick scan. Sometimes, your managers are busy. You just want to look through. Then you have that option. So you can turn on sprint here, and it says, do you want a pipeline workflow, or you want project view, or you could enable both. So, and pipeline workflow is something that, for example, you work on web development. It's like going through the different process. And here you could go to project view, checkbox. And what I like is the integration here, the Google Calendar integration. I'm looking forward to that because I don't want to duplicate what I have. I mean, this thing is helping me save time and not create more work for myself. So I'm definitely going to integrate my calendar. And here it has its own calendar. And once you create the tasks, which I'm going to show you later, you could drag in your tasks right here. And then you could drag to a different date. And you could set the due date. Well, let's say this is today. And move that over here. Then mark as reviewed. So, and going down here, you could see the timeline view, and you could go to unassigned tasks to look and quickly sort that out, or you can go to the company, which is some say. So as you can see in the report, you have track time, and then you could track your progress and the sprint. And up here, you have all these features where you could assign, and then the task, the type, the labels, and the milestone. So, and of course, here is your shortcut key, or public roadmap means what new features you could check up and see what features they'll be adding on. Or also has an excellent blog. So if you ever need to go through here, and you could read through that. There's a community, the homepage. So everything is all here. I found it very, very useful. So let's get started with a new project. So when you start with a new project, you could either create a project with a template or without a template. So let me create one without a template, and I'll give you an example with a template next. So we'll choose here without a template. And let's say I call this birthday planning. I could choose my icon. I like cats. And then whether you like I like the bridge. So I'll put that. And then you could add, is it going to be visible to everybody, a secret, or organization members, that's where you add in the team members. So I'm going to put personal. So there's a toggle between my personal, like that would be birthday plannings, like family life type of things. Or if I was going to do something for the website or social media, then I would put that into business. So it's great that it divides things out, into different places. And in here you could see the advanced setting. Once again, I'm going to turn on list view because I like when to look at things very fast and to scan things, and I like to have time tracking, milestone. So board view, pipeline workflow, I turn that on, and visible IDs, and continue. So now I'm going to confirm, and I'm going to create this list. So once you click on here, create list, and your first one would be to do, right? Create. And then you could add in progress. And then you add done. So there are like 3 steps to everything you do. You have a starting list, and then you have progress, and then you have, if you're finished. So in the task, if I'm birthday planning, I need to choose my vendor. And this is awesome. I could actually attach a file to here, like birthday party. And I have it right in there. And I could add one more task or as many. So in the task, you see here the attachment, it says 1. So that means I just attached that. And right here, I could add in birthday balloons. Buy them. And then you could either click enter, or you could click add. And then let's see, birthday balloons, entertainment. You always need entertainment for birthday. Add. And let's do one more for birthday. Enter, and then evites. Yep, you definitely need evites. And once I have the evite, I could even list the URL in here so I know where my card is. So, and let's say I could also move it over to progress once I'm done with that. Or, I finished and I bought the balloons already. So this takes a weight off my shoulder. Like when I'm a mom and I'm working full time, I don't want to have all this in my head. Like, oh, Evite is one thing I have to do. And then I'm like, well, do I get face painting for the birthday? Do I get, um, like dance party? So I could put all my ideas in here and I don't have to commit to it. I could have it, but it takes it off my mind and it puts it in here, and it takes off the stress. I don't have to worry about it. Aura does the job for you. It keeps everything organized. I mean, with all its feature. And then once you're done, you could drag over, you could keep adding things in. I feel like as I'm getting older, I'm just forgetting things so fast. And this is so important. I mean, that I'm able to have a place where I could share this with my family, like anyone that's helping me with the birthday planning. I don't have to go over, like if I was sick, someone could take over, like my brother or my mom. She can go in and say, oh, well, she's finished this, or she needs to do that. And then I could assign it to different people too. And it goes, or it could be used for work too. Like if I was doing a web design or something. So let's jump into doing another project. And I'm going to show you doing one with using the template. So you go once again, you go new project. And then I'm going to choose maybe software. And I have Scrum. Scrum, I think it's like it's a series of sprints where you do different time frames, whether it's like 2 weeks and then you commit to that, and then another 2 weeks, like you could have different sprint 1, sprint 2, sprint 3, and you could time track that. So that's very good. And you have issue tracker. Let's do product development. So once I do this, once again, I could choose my template. I like the rocket ship. Maybe a simple background this time. And this would be for Some Say is the business one. So let's create, and let's go back to advanced setting, make sure that we have the list view. I want time tracking for this. and visibility and task relationship. This, so you know nothing's like blocking. Here it goes. It says you could click over here. It says, is one tasking blocking another? Are they related? Task relationship allows you to create association between the task and your project. So that's an excellent feature right there. So let's confirm and create. Let's call this web development. Okay. Oh, task. Okay. Visible. Maybe public. Okay. I'm going to confirm and create. So there I have it. I have my nice soft pink background, my web development up here. And as you see, when you click on this, I can go back to my other tasks. So, and I have the 3 gears here where you can go and you can look at your project setting. This is where I was talking about how I could duplicate a project, where I told you I could create the birthday party, and then next year I'm going to have another one. I could just duplicate that and just change the year and adjust a few things, adjust the theme. So this saves me lots of time. Right here, then you could see it goes into your card view, your notification. So back. So let's add a task. Let's see. I need graphics for websites. Let me add. Then I need content. Need an editor. Probably plain language. And then if you build websites for the government, 508 compliance is very important, making sure the site's accessible to the disabled. So once you do that, I can move it over to do, and then I could go to plain language, and here I can go in and change the name if I wanted to, and then I'm going to assign to myself. And when I click on that, I can put like QA done, add my time track. Let's say it took me, add time. So it's very, very detailed, and it tells you over on the right-hand side of what I did here. So it's very transparent. And I could write a comment. I could write, to everyone. All you need is the @ sign, like to myself, reminder, please review this site. And I'll show you the review feature, which is pretty cool too. And then you could attach the file, as I said, over here. Click on that and send. And up here, you could see, once again, your menu. You could add a due date. Let's say I want to do on the 15th, and it's going to create a schedule for me. It's going to go in my calendar also. So I want a checklist, of what to do. I could create my checklist right inside. So if I need content, I need plain language to the content. Create. I need someone to check over for 508. So you can create your task list right inside, milestone, as you can see. And then you could add the relationship here. And here you have like if your team members say, hey, great. Unwatch, you could watch the task. You could repeat this task too, saves you time, and duplicate, and you can move to an archive. So all these are awesome. So let's go here. And I'm going to create, let's say, another new project where let's do business and project management. Use template. Let's see, call it a new website. And then I want to show you this needs review. Like I'll add, let's say, graphics once again. Source file. CSD. I don't know. And then if I want to move my graphics over to need review, oops, in progress, need review. And you notice here, there's a little question mark. So I can click on here, like if you were a manager, if you're looking to the task, you could approve or you could move to in progress. So depending what stage you're at, I could check here and it says done. So this is awesome. This needs review is a great feature right here. So, and then back to here, I could actually export this. Let me add a few more. Task 2, task 3. So if someone doesn't have time to log in, you can just export your project. And you have these choices to export as a CSV, as a markdown, or as a simple text. So see how fast that is? I open up and voila, here's my to-do list, source file, task 2, task 3 in progress. So I could quickly send this to people. How awesome is this? So, and then go back here, search, see all your tasks. So let's talk about pricing. So with the pricing, you have basic plan, you could have up to 3 users and it's free. So if you want to give this a try, go for the free first. You have file size limit is 10 MB. And for startup, for 8 users, it's like 433. And you have everything from basic. Plus you have your task relationship, your list action. You have bigger file size and you have 10 observers. So observers are clients or stakeholders in private project. They have limited rights, but observer could comment and they could vote on tasks. So that could be your client that could come in and say, yeah, that's good. Let's go for that. Let's move on to the next stage. So that's great. And professional here, it's only $5.99 per month, $8 bill monthly, everything from startup. And here you have double, like almost over double, 250, and you have no limits for maximum members. I definitely say, go for this one. It's not much more. And enterprise is very reasonable. It's like $15.99 and you have unlimited users. I guess you have unlimited for both these. And you have everything from professional, and you have a single sign-on, a two-factor authentication, and a file encryption. So, I mean, for everything that this, and you also have 30-day free trial. I think this is just amazing for everything that you could do with this. I mean, there's packed full features, switch this list. You could switch back and forth like to birthday web. You could search on different things. You have your calendar here where you could create your tasks, and then you could look in your inbox, which is here in your weekends, today. And you have all these here. You could all your options to turn on and off, your timeline. This is, I think it's just priceless. It's just priceless to have for that low monthly payment, to have everything in one place, to be able to add in your team member and to be able to share, to be able to do sprints, business, personal, change. I mean, so detailed down to your theme. You could review. I think it's a no-brainer. I definitely highly recommend this task management, like especially if you're working full-time and you're mom too. I mean, it works beautifully together. You have everything. You could plan your child's birthday, and then you could also develop a website. I mean, it's all in one. You don't have to switch to different places, and it even has all your template. You can make your grocery list. I mean, I could go on and on about what you can do here. And I just think that this site is just amazing. Amazing. See, it has software production, and I'll show you. It also works with all your different, like it works on Mac, it works on Windows, Linux, iPad, Android. Of course, it's like cloud based on the browser, but you also have the desktop. So I highly recommend this. Let me know how you like this product if you give it a try. And I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you.